Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that. Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
See, when you're in top shape, you give a straight 400, 500 straight punches, and only got a trip.
I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you say about me. You're not in the position that I'm in to even be on the same level of me.
To pick utterly hypothetical fights that are never going to take place except somewhere in your mind.
Of the money issue, that was their cash cow, and
but hell, you could have been their cash cow.
Listen, they don't think like that.
Floyd Mayweather's an all-time great. Terence Crawford, I think, will turn out to be an all-time great.
Yeah, every time it's a fighter from the past, from the present, or a fighter that's going to be in the future, they're going to keep comparing them to Floyd Mayweather.
To pass the torch. Nobody passed the torch to Terence Crawford.
You took it.
Right.
Terence Crawford, now at the very peak of his career, is finished with rumors and quiet talk. He spelled out his intentions loud and clear during a live broadcast.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Who's beating me?
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. I'm not worried about all that, my man. Floyd is undefeated. Nobody can beat me. You already know that, man.
Is Floyd better than you? You were talking to. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
You knew I was gonna pull him.
Okay, that's a no. That's a no. Floyd's not better than you.
This isn't just a challenge, it's a promise. Crawford has already proven himself by taking down champion after champion, and now he's ready for the kind of super fight that defines a career, not one of Mayweather's exhibition shows. In his mind, the debate is settled.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? That's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah. They pay you a lot of money probably for taking a risk, and some older fighters want to test themselves and see if they still got it. And it's a business. Everybody know what we doing it for. Right. We like pit bulls. You see a pit bull, they got their ring, they got their judge, and they got the crowd around them. They send them out there to kill each other. That's the same way with us.
For Crawford, this is now about respect above all else, and he's prepared to seize the crown by force.
When you look at my career, I paved my own way. I didn't piggyback off of any fighter. I fought my way up to the top. When you look at any fighter, from Floyd Mayweather to any of them, when Floyd fought De La Hoya, that was a whole big thing. Floyd was the B-side, and, he beat De La Hoya, and then he started rising to the top.
Terence Crawford's recent victory over Canelo Alvarez was more than just another win. He entered as the challenger, but left the ring as the master, conquering yet another weight class. The fight was a display of pure skill, calculated, ruthless, and so sharp it left fans around the world in awe.
Yeah, we're working. On a holiday where I blow a lot, getting in. Let's get it. One of the greats do what we got to do.
Did you watch the Terence Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight?
Yeah, I did.
Ooh, talk about slick. Oh my goodness. Who's ever done that? Who's ever jumped up 2 weight classes like that? It's crazy.
Scary.
He's so clever, and it got to the point where he got so comfortable, he's like pit-patting him, and then like, what?
It's like,
you're
wow.
watching, like, this is amazing.
Like, that's history, obviously. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest
greatest of all time, and do what you did. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
But the most shocking moment wasn't in the ring. It came afterward. At the post-fight press conference, Canelo sat in defeat. The room went silent as he spoke a single sentence that no one expected. In that moment, he dared to question the untouchable.
Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
At one particular time, I did talk about, I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Now, but what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works.
You're eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has his problem getting the other welterweights in the ring with him.
The debate exploded instantly. Fans, analysts, and fighters jumped in, turning social media into a battlefield of opinions. Was Crawford's aggressive, switch-hitting brilliance really greater than Mayweather's defensive mastery? Floyd himself had always been known as a patient counterpuncher rather than someone who pressed forward, no matter what happened in fights like the one against Diego Morales. That style is very different from what Crawford showed the other night. So it was no surprise that Canelo's comments quickly reached the man long seen as the standard of perfection. But Mayweather's first reaction was almost too calm.
Floyd Mayweather never disabused himself of the understanding that he was a more of a backup counterpuncher than a go-forward counterpuncher, regardless of what he did to Diego Morales. And that's a different kind of approach and effect than what Crawford achieved the other night. So that.
When asked about the Crawford-Canelo fight, Floyd Mayweather brushed it off with a polite but dismissive response. It's good for boxing. It was exciting. The best man won, he said. When pressed on whether Canelo, at 35, might be past his prime, Floyd casually replied, "Oh, I don't know. Boxing takes a lot out of the body." It was classic Mayweather, staying in control by acting as if he was above the whole conversation.
Let's put on the show. One thing about me, I've heard it all. When I say heard it all, I mean, been around the world, competed against the best. When you talk about the Olympics, I competed against the best. Whether it was the world champion in the Olympics, whether it was the Cubans, I competed against the best. No matter Mexico, the pedigree of the Mexico boxing is truly unbelievable, but I competed against the best. My Uncle Roger Mayweather, you talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, he's an unbelievable fighter. My Uncle Roger fought him twice. He came up short, but he fought him twice. And it's always about competing and going up against the best. So Saturday, it is what it is. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I've already faced the best.
Even after hanging up his gloves in 2017, Mayweather still casts a shadow over the sport.
Here's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough. Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this week. No fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years. But no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that. And Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their era.
Mayweather's name never leaves the spotlight. Whether it's a big money exhibition with a legend like Mike Tyson, a massive lawsuit, or a public appearance that sparks endless rumors, he always finds a way to stay relevant. Even in retirement, he remains the ghost casting the biggest shadow over boxing.
Who do you think are the top 5 boxers?
Of all time. There's no disrespect to Floyd. I love Floyd.
No, I feel like...
How am I gonna put down a person as the greatest person in the world that I competed against and felt that the world felt that if anything, it could have been a loss. I mean, he knew going toe to toe with me early that was career suicide. He like, I'm not going toe to toe with this. Floyd, no, Floyd's not on my list.
Okay, so had you not fought Floyd,
I'm pretty sure I'm not on his list either. I'm pretty sure. Right, but I'm just saying, like, as I'm a kid from boxing, I came in the same era with Floyd, so he wouldn't be my idol. The people that I name are legends. These are people that I idolize, that paved the way for myself. Mike Tyson's career was phenomenal. Pernell Whitaker's career was phenomenal. Marvin Hagler's career was phenomenal. Sugar Ray Robinson's career is, come on, man. Like, Floyd is great. He's just not one of my top 5 favorites.
Still, beneath Mayweather's calm and controlled exterior, the non-stop comparisons to Crawford clearly touched a nerve. And behind the scenes, something far more explosive was starting to unfold.
But it's so crazy, like, what goes on in today's time. And I want you to just notice this. You got Muhammad Ali. You know who they compare him to? Floyd Mayweather. You got Sugar Ray Leonard. You got, every time it's a fighter from the past, from the present, or a fighter that's going to be in the future, they're going to keep comparing them to Floyd Mayweather. People have to answer this question. If they keep comparing all these fighters from back in the day all the way to now, if they keep comparing these fighters to me, that has to say something about me. I don't have to come on record and say I'm TBE. I don't have to come on record and say I did this, I did that. When it was my time, I did what I had to do. It's going to be fighters that's going to continue to fight. It's going to be fighters that they're going to continue to compare to me.
The calm broke when whispers of leaked sparring footage between Crawford and Mayweather began spreading online. The details were unclear, but the message was unmistakable. The two legends had once tested each other in secret, far from the cameras.
Former #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Floyd Mayweather.
I'm not no former #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. How am I not pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world? You tell me.
Because you're retired?
But have I ever been beat? I already forgot who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Brian Kenny, a guy who's never laced up gloves a day in his life. We already know what I can generate, and we already know who's the face of boxing.